This video just talks about hardware and software. So it's been said as an old computer joke that if it can make you bleed, then it's hardware. If it can't, then it must be software. But actually, that is not far from the truth. So hardware is electronic and physical components. So um, yeah, it's physical. So in theory, if you dropped it on your toe, it would hurt, and that makes up a computer system and its peripherals. So a peripheral device, peripheral means on the edge of a system. So that could be something like a printer or a screen or a speaker or anything that is not directly involved in the idea of the system itself. So it's not on the motherboard or whatever. It's a peripheral device. So hardware. This is the definition. If they ask you in the exam at GCSE what hardware is, then this is the definition you want to use: the electronic and physical components that make up a computer system. And if you want to add its peripherals as well, you can. So that could be anything from your keyboard as an input device to your processor that's doing the actual data processing inside the computer, to your printer. If you've got a large printer and you drop that on your toe, it definitely hurt. So keyboard, processor, printer, those kind of things, anything that's physical. So that makes up the hardware. And then the idea of software, if they ask you to define software, you don't need to say any more really than that's the programs that run on the hardware. So programs, there could be anything. So it could be games, it could be word processor, it could be a program that you've written. So a Python program that you've written. So any of those things are all just programs. They're all pieces of software. We call them software because they're written on the computer. They're not a physical piece of equipment. So most systems, as we said before, when we looked at systems, they're made up of inputs and processes and outputs, and the system taken together is both hardware and software. So that makes up a system. So these are just the definitions of hardware, software, and what a peripheral device is.